The Boston Marathon bombing, how one of America's largest manhunts unfolded. True crime documentary. April 15th, 2013. It was supposed to be a day of celebration. Thousands of runners had trained for months to compete in one of the world's most prestigious marathons. Families lined the streets, cheering as competitors approached the finish line. Then, in a matter of seconds, everything changed. Two explosions near the finish line turned a celebration into a national emergency. The attack claimed 3 lives, injured hundreds of people, and launched one of the largest criminal investigations in modern American history. This documentary explores what happened, how investigators pieced together the evidence, and how law enforcement ultimately identified and captured those responsible. The attack. At approximately 2:49 p.m., 2 bombs exploded near the marathon finish line, only seconds apart. Emergency responders, police officers, medical volunteers, and bystanders immediately rushed to help the injured. The area was secured while authorities began searching for additional threats. Within minutes, local, state, and federal agencies, including the FBI, began working together. Their first priority was saving lives. Their second was finding whoever was responsible. Building the investigation, investigators collected physical evidence from the scene and interviewed witnesses. At the same time, they gathered surveillance footage from nearby businesses, media organizations, and members of the public. Investigators reviewed thousands of photographs and countless hours of video. Frame by frame, analysts searched for anything unusual. After days of careful examination, investigators identified 2 individuals whose movements near the finish line warranted further investigation. The FBI publicly released their photographs and asked for the public's assistance in identifying them. The manhunt. Soon after the photographs were released, events moved rapidly. Law enforcement agencies launched an intensive search. A series of developments over the following days led to a large-scale manhunt across the Boston area. Residents were asked to remain indoors while officers searched neighborhoods and followed investigative leads. Eventually, one suspect was taken into custody after being located in a residential area. The other suspect had died during the events leading up to the arrest. The immediate threat had come to an end. The investigation continues. Even after the arrest, investigators continued gathering evidence. Forensic experts analyzed physical evidence. Digital evidence, interviews, and laboratory testing helped prosecutors reconstruct the timeline of the attack. The investigation involved cooperation among local police, state agencies, the FBI, forensic laboratories, and federal prosecutors. The trial. The surviving suspect was prosecuted in federal court. Jurors heard testimony from investigators, survivors, emergency responders, and forensic experts. Following the trial, the defendant was convicted on multiple federal charges related to the bombing. The case remains one of the most significant terrorism prosecutions in recent U.S. history. The Boston Marathon bombing changed the city forever. It also demonstrated the courage of first responders, medical personnel, investigators, and ordinary citizens who helped one another during an extraordinary crisis. More than a decade later, the event is remembered not only for the tragedy, but also for the resilience of the victims, the determination of investigators, and the strength of a community that refused to be defined by violence. Thank you for watching.